I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Bit of room. It's gonna be Lindsay's. Okay, close for finish. It's a 14-7. You're probably close. You can go a bit. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're close. Cross the line, cross the line. Oh, it's good. Good, good judge. Go up! 14-8.
Slightly far from Langley, British Columbia.
Yeah.
We are in Gangneung, Korea. I'm Dave Schmel, and I'm joined by Ryan Jacques today. How you doing today, Ryan? Ryan will be with us shortly. We have Fujisawa throwing the Yellowstone today. Fujisawa throwing the Yellowstones, and we have Kayla MacMillan with the Redstones. MacMillan does have the hammer here in the first 10. Here we see the second draw coming from lead Sarah Loken. The MacMillan team dropped their first game in this event, looking to pick up their first victory. Now, next up for Team Fujisawa is second Yumi Suzuki. Fujisawa rank out of the Kitami Curling Club.
Yeah, we're in for a real treat today. It's going to be an exciting game.
And there he is, the
I have returned.
the Sultan of the Sheets, Ryan Jacques.
Woo! How's it going today, Dave?
I am super fantastic.
Have you cooked anything up today?
Today I made myself a fantastic ziti puttanesca.
And you may have to clarify to me what exactly that would be. I'm not a very much a connoisseur in the kitchen.
Oh, well, we'll definitely get there as it goes. We'll save that time. We'll save puttanesca sauce for a time when we need to fill some time in here.
Sounds good.
But anyway, we're glad that you're joining us here on YouTube on Curling Stadium. And having obviously this is not Rana versus Haas. That game just concluded a little bit earlier. Now we come back to our game.
And a very nice double there from
Absolutely. coming on down. Going to be off the high guard and just a straight peel there.
Nice. It looks like they might have been trying to roll to a corner guard and protect that red rock, but I think they'll be just fine with that outcome, especially in the first end.
So it is Fujisawa with sitting shot in the rings, trying to take out this biter here and rolled on over. Is Yoshida.
Oh, is he going to come over enough? Oh, now we can play a bit of a guessing game.
Yeah, it's sitting there. It's probably able to be doubled off, Ryan, I would think.
Yeah, it looks to be maybe a half rock, thick half, but they could definitely use this as a guard, so you can get a roll in behind here. That'd be really nice. And if they nose it, I think they'll still be in the house, and then Team Fujisawa won't be able to nose them back. So this could get interesting. Oh, that barely missed the yellow rock.
It did sneak underneath. It is wide open, though. Very gettable for Team Fujisawa.
Oh, and a wonderful hold by the sweepers. Look at that roll.
That's a beautiful roll right under cover, so MacMillan's going to have to address that. And I would probably start by saying, Dear Yellowstones, scram.
Yep.
Sincerely, Sarah Daniels.
Darn right. Well, that's a good way to get in the right headspace as a thrower. Visualize the rocks scramming from the house.
So here's a stone on the way from Daniels. Gonna just catch the one, go over the top, did not come up high enough. Just ran a little straight there, right?
Yeah, it sure did. For a minute there, I thought they were by everything, but
yeah. So now this late in the end, there's no problem with just playing a simple split of the house. Just try to keep it even.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity to force early in the game. I see the scoreboard has 10 ends. Do we know if it is 8 ends that they're going to play or they're going the full 10?
I do believe it's 8. I think everything else went 8 earlier. Just picking up the first.
Sounds good. Either way, we're excited to watch this game. I'm excited to be with all of you folks watching today.
Absolutely. We love being with all of our viewers from around the world. Please feel free to interact with us. We love hearing your opinions. If we get to a spot where trying to figure out what the best shot would be, chime in with your opinion. We've all made every shot from where we're sitting right now. So this looks like a steep angle to try to take on, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, very much so. It's a tough double takeout. And I'm not sure what else you do. I mean, you could hit and roll in front of the back 12 yellow rock, but I feel like she's going to want her blank here. And here we go. Can she get it?
It's going to be tough. On the way down.
Oh, this
Needs
is
to
close.
Gonna get the one. Will it make it over to the other one? Makes contact, and yes, it goes away. A cleaned house. Great shot, Kayla MacMillan.
What a great way to start this game off. Build some momentum early. That's got to feel good. Let's check that out one more time.
So you think.
Or not.
So here comes MacMillan. On the way from MacMillan. Looking for the blank attempt here. Hits it, rolls it out.
Very nice. Well, you can't stick around after making a double like that.
And the blank is in the book, so we're tied up after one, still scoreless. MacMillan has the hammer when we come back. You're watching Curling Stadium.
Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmerler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
No. Oh, there we go.
Center guard is on the way. Just sorting out the logistics here of working through getting feeds from multiple different places. Appreciate your patience, and we're going to get that all worked out and running just as smooth as silk, as smooth as Teflon, and it will glide better than a draw to the button. So Sarah Loken. That one tucks in nicely under cover. Right to the top four. Yurika Yoshida. Second end of a scoreless game here at the Gangneung Invitational. Jay Schmel and Ryan Jacques here with you. We're watching Kayla MacMillan versus Satsuki Fujisawa. That draw attempt by the Fujisawa ring comes up a little bit late, gives a nice opportunity for MacMillan to sink another one in there underneath double guards.
Yeah, this is starting to look like an extra end, not the second end of a game.
Sign me up. I'm all in for it.
Yep. Keeps it interesting, keeps us on our toes. We certainly don't mind.
And that is parked down picture perfect. You could not have walked that one down even better. So now Suzuki is going to try to go on cleanup duty here. And I can assure you that a Yellowstone went down the sheet and something occurred.
Yep, that's all we can say.
Now here's
we don't
Lindsay
have full control over here.
Yeah, we're just to take you guys behind the fourth wall here. We are using the feed from our broadcast partners overseas. So we have the camera angles they give us. And apparently we're very interested in watching the deliveries. Now here we come on down. So that first one just peeled the top guard, rolled on over for a corner. So that's a little bit unfortunate for Fujisawa. Now MacMillan is going to take that opportunity to wrap one and overbury one underneath, and they lie 1, 2, and 3. And now you're all caught up. Here comes Suzuki. She can bring the heat. Running on the one, back into the middle, break them up. You clear out a couple. Still MacMillan line the 2. The stone for
got a long way to go.
Tighter. Yeah, they got a long way to go for sure. MacMillan does have the hammer, the last stone advantage here in the second end. So we're glad you're joining us for this event here. Certainly the most important curling event happening this weekend.
It's up there, yeah.
This event has brought 16 teams that were invited in, playing for a purse of $30,000 here in Gangneung.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. Some teams, like Team MacMillan here, would have traveled quite a ways to get here, so they'll definitely be looking to make the playoffs and cover some of those travel costs. And yeah, we might have to provide the viewers some Briar updates as well. I think it's the potentially last draw of pool play action, if I remember correctly.
Is this the last final draw of round robin play at the Montana's Briar right now? So now Yoshida.
Back to back, bringing the heat. Not the same player, of course, but they're trying to bail out of this as best they can.
Gonna get a couple of them moving, and they will stay for shot stone.
That'll do the trick.
But will it? I mean, you're gonna hit and nose here, and you got the house split by 10 feet.
That is true, but it's better than facing 3.
That indeed.
They're getting there. Which is good to see.
It's a process.
An excellent angle there.
Stone on the way from Sarah Daniels. It's going to hit. It's going to trickle out towards the side. Does it leave the rings? No. So there we have as split can be. Those rocks for Julienne just like a carrot. The second from Yoshida. Hit and roll made over. MacMillan's going to try to spread him back out again, solidify that deuce.
Yeah, but Yoshida brought them a long way. That's a pretty nice roll. See if they can finish it off here and get the force. Still an uphill battle, especially if this shot's made.
This one is over curling on them. Go ahead and stay right there. 2 stones, as you can see the T line there, bisecting the house. Both of them are right on it, so no amount of weight will get over and make that double.
Unless you're throwing from the sheet beside.
Yeah.
Get some angles going like that.
Quite possible. So here's the first for Satsuki Fujisawa. Get the hit. It's going to roll on over. Can they stick a little piece underneath? Well, they got a big roll, though. Problem is, it's pretty far behind the T line, Ryan.
Yeah. And I'm not sure they can see any of that red one, or at least enough to make a double on it.
Now, do you ever get a little saucy here and try to bring 3 into play?
Like, if you're feeling it, I'm not sure I would be in the second end. But that red one's pretty safe behind the corner guard right now, so you definitely could.
What's the worst thing that happens? They steal 1?
Yep. Which, it's like you just didn't have the hammer.
Yeah, right. You lost the toss and you force. Or if you're playing in club play.
Right.
If there's ever time to get cute without any risk, I would say it's now.
Yeah, and it would put some pressure on this Fujisawa team as well. Some early pressure.
So here's MacMillan's first here and then number 2. This is going to be tight to the guard. Curls up just fine now. Going to get the hit. Where is it roll? They do try to get underneath. And
they could have gone for that more.
They could have actually pushed that a little bit harder, because now I think you just gave him a pocket to freeze to.
No kidding. Do you ever
man,
draw around that tight center guard? That's also an option. But I'm not sure I love that, because they could probably chase it out of there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right. If you come under, then you're really going for the steal. But if not, you're going to give up 3. This is the safer shot to prevent it for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be some early nerves here. Big shot for Fujisawa here in the second end.
Well, she's no stranger to the nerves. She's got nerves of steel. One of the top and most seasoned women's curlers in the world. So this is, like I said before, I'm very excited for the rest of the game here.
Her final of the second is on the way. This has a long way to curl. Starting to come over now, but does it have the legs? Do you have the legs to get all the way over there? Got to get over there or else you're in real trouble. And oh, how good is that? Well thrown rock by Satsuki Fujisawa. So now they're going to look to see if there's any way to make a multiple score here. I'm wondering if you could get to the one there on the outside, and you see the stone that you just tapped there. If you could catch a quarter of that rock on the edge of the 12, coming down the outside of the guard and kick the yellow out the back of the house, you're not going to get 3, but I think the 2 is still there.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there, Dave. That it's a gutsy call, but if they think they can see enough, like I said, it's early in the game. It's a pretty big swing going from 2 points to a steal, but it could definitely be worth the risk if you want an early jump. Are they looking at getting it the other way for 2? I'm not sure it's quite there. They can see the angles better than we can from here.
I don't know if wow.
Yeah.
Almost like you want to throw with that. That's a lot of room too. You had to almost play it like you're missing it, I think. Well, we'll see what as you said, Ryan, they have a far better look at the angles than we do.
For sure. What I like about this option is if they over curl, totally fine. They get their 1. So there's a bit of tolerance here. Though I'm not convinced it's quite there for 2. At least from our vantage point. Again, these are some very solid teams. It must be there in some respect, but if it is quite challenging. Let's see if Team MacMillan's up to the task.
Kayla MacMillan. Final stone of the second end. Working hard on the line now. Gonna make contact. Is it 1 red? I do believe it is.
So.
It's a single point for Kayla MacMillan. She draws first blood here. We go to the third end after this from Gangneung. You're watching Curling Stadium.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread joy.
Dave, you made us miss all our shots and give them a draw. All right,
we getting close?
We are back here in this game in the third end. MacMillan got one in the second end. And, yeah, we're in for a treat for the rest of it.
Absolutely, Ryan Jacques. So glad that you're with us, and all of our friends all around the world are with us. Thanks for joining, wherever you are. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to YouTube, to Curling Zone on YouTube. Doesn't cost you a thing. Give us a thumbs up on that video. Helps us out with the algorithm. Everything you do there helps us provide you more curling, more action, more games. I'm Dave Schmel, and I'm joined by the Prince of Pebble, Ryan Jacques.
Oh, you got a million nicknames in your little bucket there.
We're not
how
even
you come up with these. But I like it.
The only problem is you throw fourth rocks on your team. You can't be the lieutenant of leads.
Right.
Or lieutenant, if you like. So 1-0 for Team MacMillan. Playing in the third end, Fujisawa with hammer. Here in the third. Center guard goes up. Nice draw underneath.
So, like we saw in the first ones, these teams seem pretty content to go right after it, which is great to see. It makes for some exciting action.
Absolutely. I mean, if there's not a blank end, though, I'm not going to be able to give you the recipe for Puttanesca.
That's true. I'm sure there will be one at some point. So we had a pretty exciting blank in the first end. It wasn't looking like a blank until
I never had a chance to break into fun facts or recipes or the standard blank end filler material. So this looks like it needs some legs, a little bit short. Gonna just whisker into the rings here. Still shot rock for Fujisawa. Now they're gonna come on into that back quadrant, and this is a shot that I see every now and then. What do you think about drawing behind the tee line in this type of situation?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of drawing to the wing in situations like this. If you get too many rocks clumped into the middle when you have the hammer, it doesn't necessarily bode well for your team. Because all it takes is one good shot from Team MacMillan, they can get one around there. So I like, spreading things out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
This one is not going to be in the rings. It's going to be decidedly lights. Now they're shifting gears and moving into guard mode.
Yeah, they might get a chance to use it later, but with two center guards and one already in the 8-foot, I'm not so sure. Though I suppose Team MacMillan's going for this double run back if they don't make contact. You know exactly what Team Fujisawa is going to do. They're coming around that corner guard.
They're probably coming around it anyway, but
yeah. Let's see if they can sink it in there.
Nothing in the book against running your own guards back. So here we go. Lindsay debut. This one's just a bit outside. Just going to peel the top guy off, and as predicted, it's almost like you play this game, Ryan.
Exactly. Hey, that's why us two are calling it.
That is also true.
So we were just talking before the break ended how Dave was calling one of my curling games that I was playing, and it didn't turn out so well for my poor team. We gave up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a 6, at least 5. It was not.
No, it was a full Antonio Alfonseca. It was a 6.
And not just anything for 6, a draw for 6. That always hurts.
Yeah. Sorry about that, buddy.
It's okay. I forgive you, Dave.
Oh, man. So that house is split there. Now, the question is, it does look like it came a little bit deeper. You might actually be able to get more than one of them moving here.
Yeah, if you hit it just right, I think so.
Not out of the realm of possibility. He's going to have a little bit of mustard on it.
Oh, is this going through the hole?
Now it's going to get the one on the over. Yes, you get it. Oh, Aston answered. There it is.
Wow. Let's see that one more time. So a very nice straight delivery. Keeping it clean and going hard. Hold the angle. Nicely done. I was personally a little worried they were going right through the middle of those yellows, but they called it perfectly. Nicely done.
So now back to square one here for Fujisawa. Still have the corner guard there. Going to try to wrap one underneath. Plenty of time to build an end here still. Get the hit. They don't remove it from the rings. That could cost them a little bit later. I know they want to get the roll, but they probably would have liked to have been out. It's going to be tight to the guard. Past it. They squeak right on by. Clear it. And they lie too. So Fujisawa ring's probably going to be forced to draw here.
Yeah, things sure do turn around in a hurry. And if Team MacMillan missed that run double takeout, I was going to point out how the team with Hammer has been controlling this game so far. And Team MacMillan in those first 2 ends, and then Team Fujisawa here. But my, how the tables have turned.
And we have it. It did look like that angle was there. It's, that's something that I would never be bold enough to actually call, but kind of secretly hoping for.
Totally.
So Yoshida trying to walk this one down here. This is going to over curl. Pretty good result.
Yeah, there's no more jam opportunity, but I think they'll be pretty happy with that. I wonder if that's just what they were going in the first place. I thought they were going to try to stay in front of the red one.
That's what the indications seem to be, but may have had some conversation between there that we didn't pick up. I spent a week in Japan knowing about 10 words of Japanese. So sumimasen for all the Japanese I don't know.
Is that my apologies or
it's excuse me, basically.
Nice.
Excuse me. Yeah. That's the best translation. But it's one of those words that has multiple meanings. You use it so many times in the course of a day. As if you're at a restaurant, for example, and and you want to call your server over, you would actually beckon them with a sumimasen.
Nice.
Just the same as if you bumped into someone in the subway. Another one just past that guard.
Wow, some fantastic shots so far this game, and we're not even halfway there.
That guard's getting a lot of teases, and nobody's asking it to dance yet.
Darn right.
So now with them open up, Fujisawa might be able to see their way out of it with a blank. Now they're gonna try the downweight double takeout here. This needs to curl up just a skosh. On it, 1-2, bang bang. There they go. Do they? No. Oh.
Devastating.
I don't know if I'd go devastating. Disappointing.
That's a bit hyperbolic. They might as well shake hands. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
We got lots of game ahead, even if Fujisawa gets forced here.
Absolutely. So here's MacMillan. Has a chance to take this stone out and lie too. Put the force on. This one's over curling. Just got to make sure it doesn't jam. Going to hit and get a decent roll. Probably a double takeout there available, or at least roll in front of it. Could probably generate a skipper's deuce if you do it right.
I think so, yeah. And I wonder if you throw lightweight at it, if you hit it a little thin and you just make the double takeout, but you go for the hit and roll, that could be a good result. A good plan B.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Satsuki Fujisawa. A little bit of an opportunity here in the third. She delivers her first. On this right off of her hand. Going to be a little thick on it. See where it rolls to. Needs to stop. Oh, parked it on a dime. Fujisawa, what a shot.
Yeah, you can never count this team out. Not that one even would. It's the third end. But
my how those tables have indeed turned there, Ryan. So
yeah, back and forth this end. Fujisawa sitting too buried early on. MacMillan comes right back, doubles him off, makes some nice finesse hits around the corner guard. And now we're looking at a kind of deja vu to the shot MacMillan tried last end. Trying to chip that yellow out of there.
final stone for Kayla MacMillan here in the third. This one's curling hard. Past the guard. Make the hit, get a skosh of a roll, and they lie shot. I see a little sliver though, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't think that's good enough. It's a tough shot, but I think there's room for a deuce here.
Only need to move that rock probably about 10 inches. $25 or 30 centimeters.
Yeah, come on. What are you doing with inches here? We don't measure the house in inches. Oh, wait.
Wait, it's a 12-foot.
Darn it. We should rename the house now.
Yeah. Okay, this one needs to be carved on over. This needs to get over to get a piece. Looking pretty good. Does she have enough of it?
Is it going to stick?
Yes, it will stick, and she gets her deuce. Fujisawa scores 2 in 3 to take a 2-1 advantage. MacMillan will have the hammer in 4 when we come back. You're watching Curling Stadium.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And welcome back here,
everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We are tag teaming it.
Well, welcome back, and Ryan, that was a fantastic team shot there. Why don't you take us through it?
My goodness, what was it? Was it ever? Let's see this one more time. This was the final shot in the third end. Fujisawa comes around the guard nicely, avoids the back yellow, and chips that red out. Gets the deuce. Very nicely done to take a 2-1 lead.
And Fujisawa starts with the center guard, does not have it on the center line. Corner guard goes up for MacMillan, so we're going to be in for another good one. So we have offset center guards here. I do believe the high one might be touching the center line, although they didn't take a look at it. Might be off, might be on. MacMillan's just going to wrap around. Try to be the first to the 4-foot. Sarah Loken.
I went to the rock slide curling camp way back in Kelowna, BC, over 10 years ago now, and played with Sarah. And we beat Tyler Chardy in that camp, who I'd never heard of, but everyone was very excited that we beat him. And then he turned out to be a very good curler in the next couple of years. So that's my connection to this game.
Oh, there you go. It's a small world, and oftentimes our paths cross at the times you never think are going to come up again, but they certainly do. Now, this draw is going to get past the guard and wrap right underneath. Now, can they get the depth right? Trying to work it hard, and they're going to end up right at the top of the 4 foot. Nice scrub by the front end.
That rock is lost behind those guards.
So MacMillan with no choice but to make some noise here. That task goes to Lindsay Debut. It's the one, runs it right back and stuffs it. Did change, at least you change the colors up front, though.
Yeah, that does help. That's hard to do with how much weight she can throw. I think she pretty much stuffed it dead on. I don't know if the rock moved even a millimeter left or right. But
so, do you like putting the high guard?
Red rocks you can use.
Yeah, do you like putting the high guard here?
I think so. Yeah, I'd also think about the come around. Get 2 rocks that they have to deal with, but. She just threw this run back, so she knows how the slide and delivery is going to feel. So I think this is the way to go.
You see lots of communication about the weight there. It's a real hallmark of this Fujisawa team. And really, Ryan, I think that's a big separating factor between the really good teams and the elite teams. The really elite teams are truly that, teams. It's not just 4 people shooting. It's 4 people communicating about every shot.
Absolutely. That's a huge part of the game these days. And you got to get together as a team to work on those too. You got to have lots of team practices outside of the events.
So hear what Kayla's thinking about there. Thinking about opening up those 2 guards. What do you think the best option is, right?
Yeah, I definitely like opening something up. I think in theory you could come through the hole with an out turn and make that run back, but it's a little bit risky. So still only about halfway through the end. So I like getting rid of those top 2 yellows. And if you can open up the 2 reds on the right, you can use either of those pretty easily on a run back for this scene.
So you see you're trying to line up the double peel on the stones that we're looking on the left. There's a smart weight on the way down. Gets the one, ticks the other one a little bit further. Opens up a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as obviously as much as they were hoping, but does open up the, like, now you can chase the yellow with a soft weight takeout. So this has got to be a pretty precise guard if you want to guard the run back and the finesse hit.
Now Yoshida.
Ooh, it's got to sit.
That one did over curl. The run back is certainly there now, Ryan.
Yeah. And if it's a nice straight run back, if you hit it right, you're going to stay directly behind the guards, and then it's big trouble.
Sarah Daniels.
Oh, did they wait too long?
It's coming up. They're going to make contact and roll right underneath the cover. So they're
Very
sharp
nice.
at that, but the come around is certainly there.
Yeah, they would have loved to stick that straight back to make this come around a lot tougher.
And you see where Fujisawa has the broom there. I think you do want to try to bury absolutely as far as you can. So any run back attempt is in danger of wrecking.
For sure. That's what they're going to be looking for here after seeing how good this MacMillan team is at those run backs.
This is where you wish you could just throw a nice little soft handle release just on demand and let it put the blinker on and take that left turn in Albuquerque.
Oh, haven't heard that one before.
That's Bugs Bunny, Ryan.
Oh, that's it. You told me that before. I'm quite a young whippersnapper.
You are indeed a whippersnapper.
Yeah. So I've been told. But I'll have to get around to watching some of those cartoons.
That's when cartoons were cartoons. Yeah. So Sarah Daniels. Try to wrap this one around. You hear them saying max line. And it ends up top 12. They lie 1-2. Looks like they did leave a draw come around still there.
Yeah, it's in the house, but Fat Rock is guarding. That could be a big mistake here, leaving Team Fujisawa a chance to get out of dodge.
So get out of dodge, but you don't know left turn in Albuquerque.
Well, to be fair, I've only heard get out of dodge. I don't know exactly what it's referencing. A Dodge vehicle?
No, that'd be Dodge City in the Old West.
Ah. Yeah, I'm glad I joined you tonight, David. I'm learning
absolutely.
Things, getting reminded of things.
Absolutely, and tune in for the next edition of Ryan Jakes getting educated.
Yes.
That one slips to the back four. It is shot stone under a whole heap of cover there, Ryan.
Yeah, there's a lot of rocks in play, which we don't mind as commentators. I mean, you still haven't gotten the chance to tell me about whatever the heck that was called, the pasta. But I'm sure we'll get some time
Oh, yes,
at some point. If not, we can just stop calling the game on the last shot, and you can tell me about it, and we'll just see where the rock lands, see who wins the game.
So, with that stone dead buried, do you see any good way to access that, Ryan?
Not really. There's a decent amount of curl here. I think you could tap it back to sit two. I'm not sure you want to do it yet, knowing that Team Fujisawa has another rock left. But for now, I think it's just beat them in there. Yeah, make sure you got your 1 point locked up, and then see if you can get 2, 3, even more than that.
First and 2 for the skipper. See, now it takes that curl. Can they get enough finish out of it? And it just didn't have the legs. It looks like shot stone still belongs to Team Fujisawa. It is quite close, though. They do believe I believe they think it's them. So some conversation here. What do you think the options are?
Yeah, it's kind of just making sure that you don't give up a bundle here. It's a very lonely yellow rock. Did they settle on just guarding on this side?
I think maybe they're guarding that center run that is marginally there.
Yeah. Because I think that would be the easiest shot for Team MacMillan to get a bundle here.
Yeah, it'd be a shot for at least 3.
But there are some dangerous angles all over the place if MacMillan can get it in the right spot.
Absolutely. And you're in the background, you can hear them conniving to try to come up with the best plan there. This needs to get over the hog line. Does it get over the hog line?
Oh.
Nice scrub. Never a doubt. So they're going to take a look here to decide his shot. See if we can hear them say it.
Yeah, if they are shot rock, well, we'll see if we can hear them first.
Well, that's the third look. If you don't know by now, you don't know.
Because you could tap that right side 8-foot red into the 4-foot pretty easily and hope your second shot, or go for the even easier tap on the one that might be shot rock that they're not sure of.
Are trailing by 1 here. You certainly want to make sure you score.
Oh yeah, and in the fourth end, that's huge. You want to keep the hammer in the even ends.
You kids with your analytics.
Yep. Well, I can't do the math easily on the spot. I just trying to remember what's a good situation. Too much thinking to calculate things. And speaking of calculations, they're really looking at all sorts of angles here.
Yeah, I think they're trying to see if. Oh my goodness, they're going to try to. Thinking about wrapping around there and tapping up.
So from this call, it makes me think that they think that they're sitting one, because this would be a pretty risky double run back to be playing when you're facing a steal.
So they obviously think that they are sitting one, and
I would hope so. But I don't think, I certainly didn't hear any confirmation. I'm not sure if you did.
I did not either.
Well, there's a few wiki-ticky things that can happen, but it's going to need to be pretty close on this one, even for those to happen. Let's see what T. MacMillan's got here.
So MacMillan, final stone of the fourth. And brooms go up.
Oh my.
And they sit 1, 2, 3, possibly 4.
I think so. Yeah. Wow. My goodness.
Well, I guess we count them up then.
Sweet. We can see it again next end. All right.
Well, we can see the result, that's for sure. Anyway, it's 5-2 after 4. We'll be back after the break.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
And welcome back to Gangneung. It's end number 5 after a big score of 4 for Kayla MacMillan there in that last end. And it was surprising even to us, Ryan.
It sure was. You know, we're in the break here, but let's see it one more time while we're in the break here. Let's play this replay. So she's calling the shots, and the double run back is made no problem. Gets the 4 points I wish the camera switched just a little sooner, but we got to see that red rock coming into the house. Very nicely done.
Yeah, we were just looking at her reaction, and it just wasn't the face you make when you score 4 points generally.
Yep. She was probably thinking, oh, am I going to hit that back rock enough to make the run back? And sure enough, it was going straight back onto it. So, very nicely done.
It's quite calmly done.
All right, we will be right back after another set of commercials here.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
And welcome back. It's the fourth draw of our event here, and let's take a look around the rings here. We have 3 other games going on. You can catch all those other feeds. You can grab the links directly on Curling Zone. We have team from China, Wang, versus the team from Lithuania. Tab Peterson against Kim. Park and Kang are going. And we are 5-2 here. Dave Schmel, joined by Ryan, Jake's the Snake.
Woo!
There he is. Oh, he is the Sultan of Stones.
Now I've got that Sultan of Swing song in my head.
So now for Fujisawa here. Sorry to interrupt your jam session, but
good.
but you're trailing by 3 here against a pretty strong opponent. How do you reset and get yourself through this?
Well, it's difficult to initially do it since we had a double run back on the last shot from Kayla MacMillan last end to get the 4 points, with Team Fujisawa sitting possibly one, maybe just second shot, but they did have the break to kind of regroup and refocus. So I think they'll be coming out here with a renewed sense of momentum and see if they can get things back on track, because they've been playing very well. It's just been a few key shots here and there, particularly those run backs. Team MacMillan seems to be nailing quite a few of those, and that seems to have been the difference so far from what I can see.
Fujisawa has 2 corner cards up here at the Gangneung Invitational from Gangneung, South Korea, located on the east coast of South Korea. Beautiful city by the sea. Two in already for Team MacMillan. They're just looking to make that pile heavier. So you heard her with the split time there, 13-5 for the hog to hog. So Satsuki Fujisawa looking to generate something of her own. That stone from MacMillan is just a skosh behind the tee line, so gonna try to freeze and start to generate some offense that way. Aggressive call, but I think it's warranted at this point.
Yep, I agree. You got to get something going here.
And that is well thrown right on the beak and right in the lid.
Oh, this Fujisawa team, they're a master of setting up those angles. We've seen that throughout the whole first half of the game, and they're right back at it in the second half. If that was right on the nose, Team MacMillan might be able to just blast it out of there, but that yellow rock isn't going anywhere.
We've seen that from them really all season, Ryan.
Oh, absolutely. This is I checked at the start of this game. They're the number 6 ranked women's team in the world at the moment, Team Fujisawa. And Team MacMillan, a respectable 27th, not too far behind. And doing their best to work their way up to the top ranks and get in those slams.
Try to hold this one online for Daniels. It's going to be just a skosh high. Do you think he could finish one underneath that garden?
I think there's room there. Yep.
Ooh.
The only thing that worries me a little bit is the middle red also isn't going very far.
Right.
You got to deal with that at some point. But there is time in this end. They can try to set something up and then move the rocks around.
Jostle them a little bit later. Yeah. Looks like they're going to play a little hit and roll underneath the corner guard first.
Yeah, I think this is a fine call. Definitely erring on the side of making sure you get your deuce.
Decidedly more makeable shot for sure.
Yep.
So Yomi Suzuki. This one's really close. Gonna get the hit. Miss everything on the way by. Not much of a roll.
Oh, and at what point do you guard if you're Team MacMillan? It's pretty early right now, but
it all depends on how welded those two are. I would believe that they're probably physically touching right now, so thinking maybe they come back onto it. That's going to hit a thick quarter of the rock. It's a tall order for Daniels. Get the one, wreck into theirs, and slide right back into the pile. How about that, sports fans?
Holy smokes. I'm not sure I love the angle, but that was a pretty cool shot. Nonetheless. Let's see that one more time here.
Take us through it, Rye.
A very nice throw, holding the line. And slingshots its way into the 4-foot. That was a rocket coming down the ice.
Now here's Yoshida trying to see if they can come up with an answer. This one is curling an awful lot. Just trying to nudge over that red rock a little bit, make a little bit of space. I think that's probably good enough.
But is there a double here?
Can they kill both those yellows? Possibly. You might be able to slash it. Yeah. So they're going to try to punch their own yellow. Well, sorry, the Fujisawa yellow into the one that's on the pin. Loser shooter out the backside. Looks like it wants to jam, but we'll find out momentarily. Another swift shot on the way from Daniels. Grabbing the one, dig it off and split it. Away they go. Arrivederci.
Oh, these women can bring the heat on those shots. That went easily. You know what? Let's put another nickel in the replay machine here. Just firing it down the ice. Whoa, off the sweepers and hits in the perfect spot. Doesn't even graze any of the yellow rocks. What a fantastic throw and result.
And now we went from what looked for sure to be a score for Fujisawa into them chasing a little bit, but that's a good retort right there. That's lined up beautifully.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do much better than that. There's still probably room for MacMillan to sneak that out of there if they even want to. I mean, they are sitting right on the button here.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind a force right now. Take the hammer back in 6. Up by 2. Time is on your side if you're Team MacMillan.
Absolutely.
Looks like they're leaning towards removing the Yellowstone. The concern is they don't want to leave an opportunity because they like the way it looks right now. So trying to just pick this out cleanly. So MacMillan with her first of 2 here in end number 5.
And boom. No problem.
Pick that nice and clean. So it looks like they're looking to freeze another one in here. Trying to find some way to generate a mistake out of Kayla MacMillan. Satsuki Fujisawa with her first. Suzuki and Yoshida on the brush. So over curls. Is it shot rock? I think it is, but
not for long.
There's it's either you could peel it or you could park one in there, but you can the peel is probably going to be the call given the scoreboard.
Yeah, you could really twist the knife with a draw down to that pile, but you're up 3. No need to take such a risk, because if you over curl even more so, it's a takeout for 2.
Trying to hit it just as thin as they can, she said. Her last of the 5th. This is outside all day.
Oh, no.
They got shot rock out of it, but that should be pickable.
Can they get 2 points, though?
Oh, I think
does that yellow leave?
I think it certainly can, because that yellow is planted on the one behind it. So I think you could probably even throw good board at this and make it.
Oh, that's going to hurt for Team MacMillan. If you knew that was going to happen, you might as well have drawn and try to put the game away.
So a little opening here for Fujisawa. Let's see if she can kick that door open. Final stone of at number 5. This one needs to curl a mile. Can they work it over, push it over, shove it over, get it over, all the way over? You get it? Do you hold on for 2? No, it'll just be a single point for Fujisawa. The opportunity goes by the wayside, and MacMillan holds a 2-point lead. She'll have the hammer in 6 when we return.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
And we're back here. It's the 6N from Gangneung, Korea. It's a Gangneung Invitational. MacMillan holds a 1-stone lead over Fujisawa. MacMillan has a hammer here in the 6th. Thank you so much for joining us here on Curling Stadium. Thank you for watching us as you have all season long. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm joined by the henchman of the Hacks, Ryan Jacques.
Oh, I don't know where you keep pulling these from, but keep her going. Are you using ChatGPT?
I don't even know what that is.
Fair enough.
I mean, I know what it is, but I'm too. I still get a print newspaper at home.
Nice. No, you are the master of words and such a soothing commentary voice as well. So
Oh,
I appreciate all the nicknames. I will try to keep track of them so I can use them in the future.
we got plenty more left.
Sounds good. You know what else we got left? Some pasta explanations.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, we had to. I owe you guys a puttanesca recipe. Well, puttanesca sauce, I will bang this out through the lead rocks and the early rocks. Basically, is pasta in a fresh marinara sauce, a red sauce with onions, mushrooms, capers, a copious amount of garlic, and some hot pepper flakes.
Well, I'm getting hungry.
And you usually want to use a big rigatoni or penne because it's a big chunky sauce. So you want the sauce to be able to get in the holes. But it's really the capers that set it off, and the little bit of anchovy paste.
Sweet. And you recommend that I give that a try? That sounds pretty tasty.
Oh, that is some varsity Italian food. You better you don't want to eat that if you think think that putting ketchup on your pasta is a good idea. I'll put it that way.
Yep.
They are indeed by. And they're behind. So we got the double center guards up for Fujisawa. Needing to generate a steal here. Figure they're pretty much all in for it, don't you, Ryan?
Yeah, you almost pretty much need a steal here to get the momentum back. You can force MacMillan to one, but then you really got to get on a roll, get a deuce, steal one and 8, and steal one in the extra end. So a steal here would go a long way, but you don't have to blow your brains out just yet. You know, if it's not looking good halfway through the end, you can try to switch gears and maybe force them. But they've got 2 nice center guards up to start.
Trying to wrap one all the way around. Comes in contact, pushes the MacMillan stone behind the tee line, which is a good place for it as far as Fujisawa is concerned.
And it's a pretty sweet pocket they set up there. And MacMillan wasting no time, straight up to peel the guard.
Yep, now that we're on the 6th stone of the end, past the free guard zone. On the one, and it's a straight peel. The guard is going to go right back up. And the guard goes up. And it's going to be lather, rinse, and repeat here.
Yep, we've seen this story play out before.
Going right on up to it.
Not as fast as I might have
She's
expected, but
yeah. Well, she's thinking that she might go after the middle one with the top one being so high.
yeah.
No, but she's right at the top one now. I was watching that other minor curling tournament that's going on this morning, and I heard Brian Mudrick of TSN say rinse and repeat. And I'm wondering if he stole that from me, if I stole it from him.
Oh, that's a tough one. We're gonna have to investigate it. I've heard you say that one before. So
Hey, and if Muddy's a fan of ours, thank you. Please subscribe.
woo.
And the guard goes back up, firmly caught in the shampoo cycle.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. And yeah, they're doing a nice job. I know Team MacMillan's hoping they're going to hog it or throw it tighter so there's a double peel, but
Well, that is a
they're not
skosh deeper.
cooperating.
That one is a skosh deeper. They
Yeah.
might take on the angle now. Nope, just straight up for the peel.
Yeah, I feel like
Now,
they're rightfully worried about it going right into that red pocket. That would, I said devastating earlier in the game. Now that would be devastating if they did that in this situation. Double
Wow.
stuff the center guard right onto the button.
And they peel it just like a banana. Now, changing gears now is Team Fujisawa looking to make a play into the rings. And you think this is the right time, Ryan?
Yeah, I think we're getting to that point. It's hard for me to say because the angles are so nice for Fujisawa. So I think they could wait until.
Well, looks like she's going to come right to the lid now.
Yep.
Which is good because she has plenty of stuff that goes back onto the button.
Yeah, and I wonder if they threw another guard, if Team MacMillan, being up two, they'd probably still peel, but they might look at some sort of more aggressive shot.
So here's Yoshia Janami.
Is this looking a little toasty?
Sit, Ubu, sit.
Oh, that is not the tolerance on that shot.
That was definitely not the desired outcome for sure. Now,
No, you'd rather that be a high guard than back 12. But I appreciate they went for it. I mean, you want to make the shot. It's always a battle within yourself how much you want to think about the plan B and the tolerance, because if you think about it too much, plan B is what is going to happen. Sometimes you just got to go for it.
That's something I preach at the club all the time too, because you have a skip that comes back and says, well, we're gonna do this, and if I'm a little bit wide, I'll do this. If I'm a little bit narrow, we'll do this. If I'm a little light, we'll do this. Well, you know, it sounds like you're talking your team out of ever making the shot.
Yep. Pretty much.
So here's the first for Fujisawa in the sixth. trying to drag this, and they're going to get it all the way into the top 12. So staying aggressive here, Ryan.
Yeah, they only have one more shot left to get something in there, but I like plugging it up for now. And now I think we may see Team MacMillan, as they're discussing, looking for some sort of option to just drop another red one in there. Or do they take the safe route and peel off the top one?
That would invite probably some sort of tap from Fujisawa.
Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of a fan of drawing somewhere in there because you're never giving up a steal of 2. And Team Fujisawa's got to make a really nice shot if they want to steal.
And it looks like they settled on the peel.
No, which, fair enough. This is a safe call.
Great. It's what the scoreboard says to do.
Yep. It's pretty rare, at least in my experience, for a peel to be the wrong call. Oftentimes it is the right call, but people don't go for it. Yeah, better to be safe than sorry.
MacMillan with her first here in the 6th. Laying off of it. That peel is made elementary, my dear Watson.
Oh, I know that one. That's not Bugs Bunny.
So we have the tap upcoming for Fujisawa, and well, you got to make a good one here, or else we might be looking at a short end of this one. Key shot here for Satsuki Fujisawa. This one is over curling a skosh. Maybe trying to make some lemonade out of these lemons. Tap it around. And it leaves MacMillan sitting shot. Fujisawa is second, but there is a relatively straightforward shot here for 3.
Yeah, that is not going to do the trick.
So she's taking max ice just to be sure.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You overcurl this, you only get 1 point. In which case you might as well have not even thrown the rock. So make sure you get your deuce here. But we've seen a 0 on the scoreboard. We've seen a 1, a 2, a 4. Are we going to complete the numbers that I can count to? Up to 4. I don't know the numbers past that.
From the Meister of Mathematics to Kayla MacMillan with her final shot of end number 6. Gonna make contact with it, and it's gonna be 2 red. They take a 4-stone lead heading into 7. We'll be back after this.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread joy.
I need my beauty sleep.
And welcome back to the Gangneung Invitational. Dave Schmel with the Dean of Drawweight, Ryan Jacques. We're happy to have you with us here.
Wow, it's the first time someone's called me the dean of anything. I certainly wasn't on the dean's list when I was in school.
I mean, well, certainly if you can only count to 4, that's not going to help you.
It hurt. It did. Yeah.
It was a score of 2 for Kayla MacMillan, so they have a 7-3 advantage here. That's Satsuki Fujisawa with their hammer here in the 7th. That one moves to the back of the back 4. Fujisawa's going to lay up double guards here now. Do you think she's going to do split guards like she did prior or stack guards?
Depends on the depth of this one. With where that one is, there's not a lot of room for stacked guards. So I think she's going all day to the other side.
Which begs the question, which do you prefer?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm currently a fan of going both sides. I feel like it just gives you a little more room to work with. And it is more precise to put up those on the same side because you gotta, if you're halfway, it's not going to work so well. There's going to be some sort of double peel. So it's a little bit more precise. If there's a lot of curl in the ice, I don't mind the stacked corners though, because then you can get around the tight corner guard no problem.
Sarah Loken puts this one right in the top 4.
Yeah, she's got her draw weight nailed tonight, or tonight for us.
Yeah, this afternoon in beautiful Gangneung. Nice day. It's partly cloudy and 9 degrees centigrade, 48 Fahrenheit. I would take that right now.
Yep. But how is it where you are?
Oh, it's about the same temperature, but windy as all get up.
Nice. I think right now
and
we're
yet
at maybe 35 Fahrenheit,
okay.
Something like that.
Okay, so like 2 or 3, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yesterday it was raining so hard, I saw some guy with a pile of wood and asking me to convert from cubits to build some boat of some sort. I told him that a cubit is exactly 742 Scotias.
Nice. Yeah, that's a pretty standard unit.
Yeah. But then he asked me if I was referring to a metric Scotia or an imperial Scotia.
Right. And then what about a Fesnigget? How much is that?
Well, a Fesnigget's even less than a Scotia.
Right. It's hard to keep track of these.
Well, I tend to go with Scotias and bits and slivers.
Yeah. We should call people from Nova Scotia that Scotias. I'm not sure they'd like that though. If anyone's listening from there.
This one's a touch on the outside. Curling on up. Gonna get the one. Dusts it straight on back. So you hear the call here. Just try to remove this stone and roll it back to the center.
Don't play it too cute though. No jams here.
Got that one, no problem. Clears everything. Now Team Fujisawa is going to have to draw under cover. Only place available to hide. Worry about those ones in the center later. This one delivered nicely and tucks under there. Great shot by Suzuki.
Excellent. From the hack, that's got to be pretty much dead buried. Ooh, looking at that double peel.
Trying to make some noise is Sarah Daniels on the one underneath the other. So now I'm going to try to make this double takeout in lie two. Little discussion as their strategy, because this is probably their last crack at the apple, Ryan.
Yeah, the clock is running down on their hopes of coming back into this game.
On the way from Yoshida, they elected to draw underneath the other guard, and this is the play I actually kind of liked if you're in this situation.
Yeah, MacMillan could hit the open one, but then you can come around again, maybe hit and roll if you're feeling good about that.
Oh, I think I'm probably going to try coming around again, I would think.
Yeah. They still have both skips rocks to deal with the reds in the house. Make a couple of doubles, no problem.
Here's Sarah Daniels. Hard to hold it for a piece. Catch just a sliver of it. I see we can lock another one under here for Team Fujisawa. This one looks a bit toasty, though, Ryan. Or wide, or
It's got a
both.
ways to go.
You see about half from the hack. Is that enough to make them both go, Ryan?
With the angle the way it is, it's lined up pretty nicely to jam. But obviously, you can easily get one of those out. I think you could throw lighter weight, hit it pretty thick, and the yellow will jam, but it'll roll to the back of the house. And I don't see how Fujisawa gets to. If they're sitting 3 after this shot, I don't think they're going to be able to find a way to get both yellows in there. So she said throwing a 10 on this one, so
She's going to take a shot at it.
a little more than board weight. But yeah, I'm sure they'd love to stick around here.
A little more than control, not quite normal. Well, everybody has a little different fraction of what they call those weights.
For sure. Yeah. But that sounds about right to me.
This one's going to be awfully tight to the guard. Got to hurry to get it by. Can you get by? Yes, you do, sliver by. You get the one and jam it and roll over.
And they got that yellow one open. That's huge. There isn't a deuce here. Well, I suppose that they'll also have to make a double. I'm talking a little premature. There's no 3. That's what I'm getting at. And math is hard.
We've already established that, Maestro.
Yep. At least they're not sitting more than 4 rocks. Because then I don't know what to tell you.
So here's Fujisawa with our first of 2 and net number 7.
Phenomenal.
Nice shot, and it is locked on there. Tough to see who shot.
And it's not going to be easy to get 2 either. I think you got to hit the other red out of the way, sideways.
Well, if they're actually, I mean, like Kayla has to be a little bit careful here, because if she's not, like if she weren't going to throw right now, there's a tough shot for 3.
Yeah.
So you got to do something.
She just threw in this path, so that's good.
That is good news. Good. Skate on down and take another look at it, and definitely worth the effort and the thought here. This is a big spot. You worked so hard to build a lead up.
For sure. Yeah, good call. Just take another look, solidify the angles in your mind, and visualize what you want to happen, and manifest it. That is my wisdom for the day.
Carpe diem. Is she throwing a guard? We're drawing down to it, maybe.
Well, there shouldn't be a triple here, so I don't mind it. They think that's the best way to force Team Fujisawa to 1.
Going over the shot with their front end to make sure they're on the same page. This is definitely a crucial shot of the game. Kayla MacMillan. Line 1 with her last of the 7th.
Looking pretty close so far.
Needs this one to curl some. Needs to grab that line. Now it's walking on over. Where is it going to park? Trying to park it right on top. Locking on all day. And that is sweet.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky deuce. Let's see what they can find in the angles. I mean, we can't quite see it perfectly, unfortunately.
Well,
but we'll take your word for it, for whatever they do.
Well, the Team Fujisawa is sitting second shot right now. Is there ever a world where you hit that red rock sitting in the top 4 foot and slash off the one behind it?
I think it goes into the side yellow, unfortunately.
I'd have to be looking. It's really close, but
that would be the way to go for 2.
Yoshida's trying to dream it up. She's trying to manifest it.
Yep.
See, you gave me a word. I had to use that for.
Yes. See, we're bestowing wisdom on each other. You're teaching me about the town of Dodge. And
yes, and that's right.
Bunny, and I can't remember what the pastor was called.
That's right. During one of the breaks, I told young Ryan about Dodge City.
Educating me.
Final stone, the 7th end. Satsuki Fujisawa needs a big one to stay in this game. Down it comes, makes contact, bang, 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 and you're just going to get one. A single point for Fujisawa. They trail by 3, heading in to the 8th end from Gangneung. We'll be back after this.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And welcome back to Gangneung. It's Kayla MacMillan holding a 3-stone lead with the hammer here in end number 8.
Oh, no, they went in the house.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that guard went in the house. That's not where that had to go. That's a free stone that MacMillan can get rid of. I want to thank all of you for joining us here on Curling Stadium. If you haven't had the opportunity, please subscribe to us so you can stay up to date on all of your latest teams and action. And if you ever need to know a score of a curling game, just go to curlingzone.com. We always have it there for you, right there on that left-hand side. And a whole archive of videos on our YouTube channel to scratch your curling itch whenever you have it. So now Fujisawa needs to have the guards. It really hurts he didn't get that first one. So that one being both a center guard and on the center line, it cannot be ticked or moved or anything. So coming around will be Sarah Loken. I'm Dave Schmel, joined by the Baron of the Brooms, Ryan Jacques.
You haven't said much about my sweeping skills yet, though.
That's why I said the Baron of the Brooms. There it is.
Well, I don't know if I've earned that one yet.
Well, you get your sweeping, you get your sweeping in like many skips, 6 feet at a time.
Whoa. It's 7 feet. We got to sweep it right through the house.
Oh, okay.
We don't stop at the back line. 7 feet. We work hard. Yeah.
The draw from MacMillan is beautifully undercover. Now Fujisawa is going to try to weld one on there. And they got out that caulk gun full of liquid nails and planted it right on there.
It's not going to be enough, especially even without the guard going into the house on the first one. It was always going to be tough to steal 3 to tie. And they're going to need some pretty big misses from Team MacMillan to stay in this game. And so far, we have not seen too many of those misses.
Nope.
From either team, really. It's been a pretty solid game.
No, it's been very, very well thrown for sure. Just been a couple of shots here and there. And obviously the big 4 spot in end number 4 is the turning point of this game.
Yeah, what a different game it would be if that long double run back was missed.
As we watch this one hope to curl over. And curl over it did. But just a straight peel again, Ryan?
Yep. They don't need to do anything crazy. They don't even need to roll out of play. They just need to roll away from this yellow rock. And that's all they're going to need pretty much for the rest of the game here. Just making sure the rock is open in the house for a takeout.
So MacMillan shot stone Fujisawa right on top of it. The guard's going to come back up. But we're now at the Ryan Jakes level of math. There are 4 stones left to go.
Woo! But I bet you could teach me math if you baked me some cookies, though. Count the cookies.
I don't make cookies. I don't do cookies.
No?
No.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll make you loaves of bread. I can teach you how to make bread. I can teach you how to fish. I imagine you know how to
fish.
I imagine you know how to fish.
I do not. No, I'm quite an indoor person.
You're gonna lose your Canadian card for that one.
Oh, I know. I'm hanging on by a thread just because of curling.
So there you have it. You know, he can count to 4 and he can curl.
What is that? What do they say about Franklin the turtle? He can count to 2 and tie his shoe. Well, I can't tie my shoe, but at least I can count to 4.
Yeah, but now they make those Skechers. You can just kick them right on.
Exactly, and they got to light up too. That's the way to go. When I step, I want it to shimmer.
Trying to get this one to come around because it's just a skosh heavy. Yeah, it did just get past there. Yes, it did.
Nice.
But the question is, oh my goodness, I think all 3 might go away with
that
one crack of the bed. You heard? And nose is close, she said.
Currently 7-4 for MacMillan. And there's not a lot of daylight that Team Fujisawa has. They're going to need some wide open misses.
All right, well, here goes Sarah Daniels. With this stone, she can close out the game. On the way from Daniels. Get the one. Get them all moving. We get it all the way out. Yes, you will. That's sugar. That's spice. That is everything nice. And that's the win for Team Kayla MacMillan.
What a fantastic game. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We were in for a true treat tonight for us, the afternoon for these ladies. And well, you can catch some more action in the next few hours. There's 2 more games left today, and I'm sure we'll be back for some more.
Yep, the next draw will be at 3 o'clock Eastern time, but you can hang this final score as 7-4 in favor of Team MacMillan. So, from Gangneung, for Ryan Jakes, I'm Dave Schmel. Thank you for watching Curling Stadium. Have a pleasant day.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.